Welcome to the Madison Miller Podcast. Today is Thursday, September 24th, 2020. Today I'm going to recap last night's Game 3 of the Stanley Cup Final, Game 4 of the NBA Eastern Conference Finals, and look ahead to Game number 4 of the Western Conference Finals. WNBA playoffs continue tonight. Major League Baseball. We have an NFL game to pick. College football game to pick, The Masked Singer to recap from yesterday, and my best bet of the day. All right, we'll start with the Stanley Cup Final. The Lightning, perhaps with a statement of a victory, 5-2 over Dallas. Steven Stamkos comes back and scores the first goal of the game, and then leaves the game due to a lower body injury. And his status for Game 4 is up in the air. And Game 4 is Friday night. The number 3 star of the game with a goal and assist, Nikita Kucherov. Number 2 star of the game with a goal and assist, Braden Point. Number 1 star of the game with a goal and 2 assists, Victor Hedman. So, Tampa with the dominant game. This is probably the worst game the Stars have played all playoffs. Non-competitive, probably the worst game since the Colorado series, in my opinion. And Antoine Khudobin was not good, so they need a day to regroup. And then Tampa, meanwhile, dominant. This is about as dominant as I've seen them in the postseason, in a big spot, for sure. Now we'll do NBA Eastern Conference Finals game number 4. From yesterday, the Heat come out on top, 112-109 to take a 3-1 series lead. Tyler Herro had the game of his life. 37 points and 6 rebounds off the bench, 5 3-pointers. Bam Adebayo had 20 with 12 boards and 4 assists. Jimmy Butler had 24 with 9 boards. And Goran Dragic had 22 points and 5 boards. Meanwhile, for Boston, Jason Tatum, after a scoreless first half, had 28 in the second half end for the game with 9 boards and 4 assists. Kemba Walker had 20 with 4 boards and 5 assists. Marcus Smart had 10 points and 11 assists. Jaylen Brown had 21 with 9 boards. And off the bench, Gordon Hayward had 14 points and 7 boards. So a good win for the Miami Heat, courtesy of Tyler Herro. If he doesn't go crazy like that, then the Celtics probably win the game. So, somewhat, I don't want to say fluky for the Heat to win that game, but Tyler Herro, 37 points is not something you would expect, and I'm sure the Celtics weren't expecting that either, and obviously the series will continue on Friday, and then tonight will be game number 4 between the Lakers and the Nuggets. The Nuggets are coming off that victory over the Lakers in game number 3. And now they look to even up the series tonight. I'd make this game Lakers by 6. And guess what? It's Lakers by 6. So yet again, Vegas is correct. The next team they got to get right is the Miami Heat. Total 214.5. I'm going to go with the over. I think that this could be a shootout. The over hit in the game on Tuesday, so I could see it hitting again. In terms of a pick, I'm going to go with the Lakers to bounce back and win here. I think it's a competitive game. I'm going to say the Lakers win this game 110-104. Oh, wait, no, that would hit 214. So let's go 112-106. I think that was the final from Game 3, if I'm not mistaken, so that's kind of ironic. It was 114-106, so close. So I'm going to go with the over 214.5 for the game, and then my pick for the game, I'm going to go with the Lakers to go up 3-1 in this best-of-7 series, and the Denver Nuggets will be facing a 3-1 deficit for the third straight series. Now we'll preview and pick the WNBA playoff games for tonight. Interesting slate. We're still in the semifinals. Game 2 between the Storm and the Lynx, 7:30 ESPN2. My pick for this series was, I think, Storm in 4. And then in the other series, I think I had Aces sweeping, but that's obviously not going to happen. So game 1 was the other day, and the Lynx came darn close, and the Storm won at the buzzer. I think that the Storm will win again here. They're just better. They're just overall better. You got Sue Bird. You got Brianna Stewart. You got Jewel Lloyd. Natasha Howard. That's a great big four. I'm going to say that the Storm get it done. Competitive game. Maybe 76-70 or something like that. And I think there will be some defense played here. And at 9:30 on ESPN2, you got the Aces and the Sun. The Aces won Game 2, and then the Sun won Game 1 on Sunday. So, I'm going to go with the Aces. They're just better. Aja Wilson's been a monster this season. So I'm going to go with the Aces to win game number 3 to take a 2-1 series lead in the best of 5. Now we'll do Major League Baseball. We'll go over the slate from yesterday with those results and look ahead to today a little bit, as well as the playoff spots. Angels over the Padres 5-2. Angels 26-31. San Diego 34-22. Patrick Sandoval to win. Adrian Morgan on the locks. Felix Pena the save. Home runs Eric Hosmer, Shohei Ohtani, Justin Upton, and the catcher Anthony Benboom. Never even heard of him. Jaime Barria got the start. 2 innings straight, 2 runs, no walks, no strikeouts. ERA 3.62. Mike Clevenger only won an inning, struck out 2, ERA 2.84. Apparently he got injured. Now there's reports saying that he might not be available for the postseason. That'd be a huge blow to San Diego's World Series chances for this season. Phillies over the Nationals 12-3. Phillies 28-29. Washington 23-33. Zach Eflin the win. Eric Feed the loss. Home runs: Bryce Harper twice, Didi Gregorius, Andrew Knapp, Juan Soto. Zach Eflin 8 innings, 6 hits, 3 runs, a walk, 9 strikeouts, ERA 4.15. Eric Feed 7 innings, 5 hits, 3 runs, a walk, 5 strikeouts, ERA 4.29. Diamondbacks over the Rangers 7-3. The D-backs 22-34. The Rangers 19-37. Getting the win for Arizona was Kiri Mela, and the loss Nick Goody. Home runs in this game: third baseman Wyatt Matheson, and the leadoff hitter, left fielder Tim LaCastro. Starting was Alex Young, 5 innings, 3 hits, 3 runs, a walk, and 5 strikeouts, ERA 5.44. And Benjamin started for the Rangers, 5 innings, 7 hits, 3 runs, a walk, 3 strikeouts, ERA 4.64. Indians over the White Sox 3-2. The Indians 32-24. Chicago 34-22. Brad Hand the win, and Gio Gonzalez the loss. This game ended on a walk-off homer by Jordan Luplow. Other home run in this game was Carlos Santana. Shane Bieber, 5 innings, 2 hits, no runs, 10 strikeouts, ERA 1.63. And Lucas Giolito, 6 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, 3 walks, 11 strikeouts, ERA 3.48, so a quality outing for him. Blue Jays spank the Yankees 29-27. They have to wait to clinch a playoff spot, though, because they needed Seattle and the Angels to lose. They're 29-27. Yanks 32-24. AJ Cole to win. Masahiro Tanaka lost. Ross Stripling the save. Home runs: Danny Jansen twice. Robbie Ray 4 innings, 3 hits, no runs, 4 walks, 5 strikeouts, ERA 4.79. Masahiro Tanaka, 4 innings, 8 hits, 3 runs, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts, rate 3.56. So, not a bad regular season for Tanaka. Reds over the Brewers 6-1. The Reds are 29-28. Milwaukee 27-28. Trevor Bauer the win. Adrian Hauser the loss. Home runs Joey Votto, Jesse Winker, and Eugenio Suarez. Trevor Bauer 8 innings, 4 hits, and a run, a walk, and 12 strikeouts. ERA 1.73. He's been pitching on 4 days rest, and he's probably going to win the National League Cy Young Award. Adrian Hauser 4 1/3, 5 hits, 3 runs, a walk, 5 strikeouts. ERA 5.4. Mariners over the Astros 3-2. Mariners 25-31. Houston 28-28. Nick Margevicius the win. Zach Greinke the loss. And getting the save for Seattle was Yoshihisa Hirano. No home runs in this game. Margevicius 6 innings, 3 hits, no runs, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts, rate 4.57. Zach Greinke 4 2/3, 8 hits, 3 runs, a walk, and 5 strikeouts, rate 4.03. Pirates over the Cubs 2-1. Pittsburgh 17-39. Chicago 32-24. Trevor Williams the win, Kyle Hendricks the loss, and Rich Rodriguez the save. Home runs Anthony Rizzo, Adam Frazier, and Ke'Bryan Hayes. Trevor Williams 5 2/3, 3 hits, and a run, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts, rate 6.18. Hendricks 7 2/3, 7 hits, 2 runs, a walk, 3 strikeouts, ERA 2.88. Braves over the Marlins 9-4. The Braves 34-22. The Marlins 28-28. Luke Jackson the win, and Josh Smith the loss. Home runs Jesus Aguilar, Brian Anderson, and Dansby Swanson. Max Fried went an inning, 3 hits, 2 runs, no walks, no strikeouts, ERA 2.25. It was precautionary apparently, as these teams are trying to just get ready for the playoffs at this point, caring less about results. Sixto Sanchez, 3 innings, 4 hits, 4 runs, 4 walks, and 2 strikeouts, ERA 3.46. Rays over the Mets 8-5 as they clinched the American League East for the first time since 2010. Tampa 37-20, Mets 25-31. Tyler Glasnow the win, Michael Wacha the loss. Home runs Joey Wendell, Andres Jimenez, Dominic Smith, Randy Arozarena twice, Brandon Lau, and Todd Frazier. Glasnow 6 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs, a walk, 8 strikeouts, ERA 4.08. Michael Wacha 6 innings, 6 hits, 4 runs, no walks, 4 strikeouts, ERA 6.62. Red Sox over the Orioles 9-1. Red Sox 22-34. Baltimore 23-33. Nate Eovaldi to win, and the youngster Dean Kramer with the loss. The lone home run in this game was actually by the Orioles, Austin Hayes. Eovaldi 6 innings, 7 hits, no runs, a walk, 8 strikeouts, ERA 3.72. And Dean Kramer 2 2/3, 7 hits, 7 runs, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts, ERA 4.82. Twins over the Tigers 7-6. The Twins 35-22. Detroit 22-32. Kenta Maeda with the win. Casey Mize the loss. Sergio Romo with the save, as the Twins are now in first place in the American League Central after the White Sox have lost a couple in a row. Home runs Jake Cave, Eddie Rosario, Miguel Cabrera twice, and then Jake Cave again, actually. Kenta Maeda, 6 innings, 4 hits, 3 runs, no walks, 9 strikeouts, ERA 2.7. He's been good this year for the Twins. Mize, 4 2/3, 5 hits, 6 runs, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts, ERA 6.99. Royals over the Cardinals 12-3. The Royals 23-33. St. Louis 27-26. Danny Duffy to win. Carlos Martinez the loss. Home runs Salvador Perez twice. Frankie Cordero. And Frankie Cordero again, actually. Duffy, 5 2/3, 6 hits and a run, a walk, 5 strikeouts, ERA 4.66. I wonder if Cordero came in the Rosenthal deal. If so, that's a great piece for the Royals going forward. Oh, wait, he did. Martinez, 5 innings, 9 hits, 8 runs, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts, ERA 9.9. He's been a disaster this year. A's over the Dodgers 6-4. The A's 34-21. Dodgers 39-17. Jake Dykman the win, Blake Trinan the loss, and Liam Hendricks the save. Home runs, Max Muncy, Cody Bellinger, and Edwin Rios, and Ramon Laureano with the go-ahead shot in the top of the ninth. And what was a great game. Sean Manaea, 6 innings, 6 hits, 3 runs, a walk, 4 strikeouts here at 4.5. He started to look like himself in that start. Good outing for him. Joe Kelly was the opener, an inning, 2 hits, 2 runs, a walk, and a strikeout area of 2. And then Julio Urias pitched innings 3 through 8. That's an interesting strategy with the Dodgers. Went 2 relievers, and then Urias as the long man, then Trinan to close out. Urias, 6 innings, 2 hits, and a run, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts, 3.27. And then the Giants over the Rockies, 7-2. So best bet pushes 28-27. Colorado 24-31. Logan Webb the win, and Ryan Castellini the loss. Home runs, Evan Longoria and Mauricio Dubon. And getting the opener for the Giants was Caleb Beauregard. An inning, a hit, no runs, no walks in the strikeout area, 4.35. Logan Webb, 5 in the third, 7 hits, 2 runs, a walk in the strikeout area, 5.5. All right, today's games. 1:30, the Cubs and the Pirates. Alec Mills and Chad Cole. 3:45, Rockies Giants. Gigi Gonzalez and Kevin Gausman. 6 o'clock, the Mets at the Nationals. David Peterson and Patrick Corbin. White Sox Indians. Dallas Keuchel and Zach Plesac. Yankees Blue Jays. Jordan Montgomery and Hyunjin Ryu. Marlins Braves at 7. Pablo Lopez and Ian Anderson. So that's a solid pitching matchup there, actually. 7:30, Orioles Red Sox. Alex Cobb and Martin Perez. 8 o'clock, Tigers Royals. Michael Fulmer and Chris Bubic. The Royals are huge favorites in this game. Huge. Bubic's been actually okay. His win-loss total's unlucky for him. And I think that Bubic closes out the year with a win and a solid performance. And the Royal offense has been actually humming a little bit. Did well against the Cardinals. And they're going to close out Mike Matheny's first year with a lot of promise within their future. So give me the Royals here to get the win, as the Tigers will get eliminated tonight. And then the Astros and the Rangers, Christian Javier and Lance Lynn. 8:15, Brewers Cardinals, Corbin Burns and Kwang Hyun Kim. And 9:30, Athletics Dodgers, Mike Fiers and Walker Buehler. So Walker Buehler coming off the injured list for the Dodgers tonight. Now I'm going to preview and predict the Thursday night matchup between the Miami Dolphins and the Jacksonville Jaguars from Jacksonville. This is a somewhat interesting game. There's a lot of subplots. Miami's offense has been erratic. Showed a little something at the end of the Bills game, but it was garbage time. And I wonder if this is going to be the week. Say if the Jaguars go up 14-0 and Ryan Fitzpatrick has 2 picks. Do they decide to do what Alabama did in the title game against Georgia and go Tua Tagovailoa? And they have a repeat of that. I think that's the most fascinating storyline for tonight, whether Tua Tagovailoa finally sees game action for the Miami Dolphins or not. I project Jacksonville to be a 1.5-point favorite. FanDuel has the Jaguars as 3-point home favorites, total 48.5. My numbers say Miami, but I absolutely love the over 48.5. I love it. I think this game's going to be played into the 50s. Like, Gardner Minshew's playing really well. And I could see the Miami offense, whether it's Tua or Ryan Fitzpatrick, putting up some points too. Both of these defenses stink. And this reminds me of the Thursday night game from last week. Two defenses that stink, go with the over. Although the Browns defense doesn't stink, but it's not great. And I thought that Joe Burrow could score on them, and I was right. He did. And I think that this is a higher scoring game than people are going to expect, and I'm going to pick over 8.5 as my play for the game. In terms of a score prediction, I'm going to go 31-24 Jacksonville. Yeah, that would mean Jacksonville covers the 3, but I feel much better about the over because my numbers are suggesting that Miami will win, Jacksonville will win a very close one, as Miami would, in theory, cover the 1.5 that I have projected. The 3 that FanDuel has, and my projected is Jacksonville 1.5, and that projection does obviously include fans as well, as the Jaguars have 25% capacity in the building. And obviously the game is going to be on the NFL Network, called by Joe Buck and Trey Aikman, just like last Thursday night's game was. Now I'm going to preview and predict tonight's college football game. That game is being played tonight, 7:30 ESPN, UAB and South Alabama. Two teams that obviously expectations were high for one and expectations were 0 for the other. South Alabama had the unexpected upset over Southern Miss a couple weeks ago, so I had to make some adjustments for Texas State, South Alabama, who I wasn't expecting much from this season. I mean, the same can be said about Texas State as well. Two bad teams in the Sun Belt. I have UAB projected as a 20-point favorite in this game, and UAB is only giving 6.5, which is insane to me. That is a layup. That is the layup of all layups. Like, it's a joke. Like, this reminds me a lot of that game on Saturday between Troy and Middle Tennessee. Like, how was Troy only minus 2.5? And then Troy went out and killed Middle Tennessee. And I was proven right. And this game reminds me a lot of that. So, give me UAB minus that 6.5. They're going to win this game by double digits. And, like, someone explained to me why South Alabama is any good. Like, yeah, they upset Southern Miss, but that was one game. And a game that Southern Miss was obviously looking past. So, it's going to be interesting. And I think that UAB and Bill Clark will get it done very, very easily. Now we'll recap Masked Singer from last night. Good show. It was fun. It was good seeing that show back. They did a lot of new different things, such as first impression guesses, and they're going to reveal those after each contestant gets voted off. And then not only that, but the first impression guess isn't your final guess, as we saw last night with two of the judges. So, the first character that came out to perform was the sun. This character hints about being in the sun. There's a beach, there's a pool. Talks about the world being famous. And then she went through a period of time where it was down. And then she rose back up again. There were two planets, the Earth and then another planet. And then there's, I think, the sun. And then they all turned into black, which formed into Mickey Mouse ears. So that's obviously a Disney clue. And then there's a yellow heart in there as well. And the contestant performed 'Cause I Love You by Lizzo. I thought she was phenomenal. Like, she can win the competition. And I know this is probably an overreaction because there were another two good contestants from tonight, and then we still got Group B and Group C to go. My initial guess for the Sun was Christina Aguilera. I'm going to stick with it, and I think that she's disguising her voice a little bit. But there are some of those big notes that she was hitting, and I'm thinking, oh boy, it's Christina Aguilera. And I am surprised that Jenny McCarthy did not pick that up. But her guess was another former Disney protege star that went from Disney to make her way to fandom, or to famous, like what Christina Aguilera did. And she gets Demi Lovato. Demi Lovato is a good singer, but she's not that good. I think Sun was sensational. And I just think it's Christina Aguilera. But I could be wrong. Nicole Scherzinger gets Catherine McPhee. Catherine McPhee hasn't been around in a while. Nobody really knows what she's doing right now. Obviously, she was the runner-up to Taylor Hicks in American Idol in season number 5. And then Ken Jeong had a ridiculous guess of Madonna. Madonna's voice is very distinct. And I think that if it was Madonna, we would know. And I thought the Sun had that Christina Aguilera falsetto, soulfulness, and the power. So I'm gonna go with Christina Aguilera for this one, but it's probably gonna change. The Giraffe. Hints about his life and career being a bit of a roller coaster. Talks about swings and boinging bumper cars. It was very carnival themed. He talks about being the butt joke. $3 was interesting. He performed Let's Get It Started by the Black Eyed Peas. I thought of a couple different people for this contestant. I kind of thought an athlete, but then again, there's a lot of music hints and hints from being in a music family. I'm going to agree with one of the judges here. Robin Thicke as Vanilla Ice. That's not bad. I was getting Ice Ice Baby vibes in that song. So I'm going to steal Robin Thicke's Vanilla Ice guess. Ken Jeong had a ridiculous guess of Garth Brooks. And Jenny guessed Travis Barker. The popcorn hinted at Snacks in the City. Is that a reference to Sex in the City? Talks about being a hardcore luster, and there are books in there. There's a pier and a merry-go-round. There was a Meatloaf hint, which was interesting. Maybe she performed something with Meatloaf. Maybe it's somebody from Meatloaf. You never know. There's a starfish in there. There's a laptop. This contestant sang What About Us by Pink. I think this is an R&B and soul singer from back in the day. I was initially thinking Anita Baker, but there was a merry-go-round. And that had me thinking Proud Mary. And there, if I'm not mistaken, there might have been the word proud before Mary. Tina Turner. And that's who Jenny McCarthy also went with. Ken Jeong with yet another ridiculous guess. He went with Carole Baskin of Tiger King. And Nicole Scherzinger went with Mary J. Blige, which I like that guess. That's not bad. If it's not one of the older R&B and soul singers, it could be somebody from that 2000s, late 90s generation and Mary J. Blige. I mean, I won't be surprised if it's Mary J. Blige. Like, I think that would be a good get for the show as well. And then the dragon went. Hints about fire. And they're hinting about outrageous costumes. There was an X, as an X marks the spot, with, there was wishbones, there was 3 trophies. There are many people thinking athlete at first. He performed Mama Said Knock You Out. My initial guess was DMX because of the X hints throughout the clue package. But then I heard the voice, and it made me think of Busta Rhymes, who obviously is a big-time rapper, was in Don't Ya with the Pussycat Dolls, so there's the tie to Nicole there. And Nicole and Robin guessed Busta Rhymes. Jenny McCarthy went with DMX. And then Ken Jeong went with Michael Phelps, which I thought was a stupid guess. Ken's had stupid guesses throughout the show's tenure, but this was literally peak stupidity, Ken Jeong. And then the last contestants that went was the Snow Owls, which is obviously a duet. The first ever 2-person mask on the show. They hint about like a reunion and haven't seen them together in a while. There was a red rose. There was a castle. They hint about let it snow. He hints about egging her on. So they hint about being a couple a little bit. And I mean couple in terms of these are actor and actress that played a couple in a movie. It could be siblings. I could be wrong. They talk about jamming a lot, which makes me think of singing. This duet was To Say Something by A Great Big World. I had a lot of, I don't want to say couples, because I don't think these two people are together. I think that they were played as together in a movie. And there are some of the judges that are thinking siblings. The male of the Snow Owl was doing a lot of mannerisms of Luke Farrell. So Luke Farrell and Zoe Deschanel of Elf was thrown out there. And Zoe Deschanel can sing, but I don't think Luke Farrell can sing like that. And I thought about 2 people, an actor and an actress, that played a couple in a movie series that was big about, I want to say, 13 years ago. High School Musical. Zac Efron and Vanessa Hudgens. Why not? They hint about jamming a lot. They did have a lot of jams in High School Musical in terms of music. Like, obviously there's a lot of songs in the series that the cast sang together, like What Time Is It? But I thought about their duo in the first High School Musical movie that they did, and it was called Breaking Free. And it was kind of, in a weird way, reminiscent of that because of the sweetness in their voices. And although Hudgens is more mature now than she was in the first High School Musical movie, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised to see that as the Snow Owls. I mean, those 2 people were thrown out as guesses in the past as well. A lot of people thought Kitty last year was Vanessa Hudgens, and some people thought Turtle last year was Zac Efron. So, you never know. I'm just throwing that out there as like a wild card. Robin Thicke went with Amy Grant and Vince Gill. Jenny McCarthy had the dumbest guest on this one, in my opinion. Donnie and Marie Osmond. Donnie Osmond was already on the show. No shot. And obviously they hint about haven't seen them together in a while. Donnie and Marie did shows together in Vegas not that long ago. I mean, Jenny McCarthy with the bad, Ken Jeong level bad of a guest there. And then Ken actually with the solid guest, his best guest of the night, Eugene Levy and Catherine O'Hara. Not bad. And then Nicole didn't have a guess for the Snow Owls. So, who went home? The Dragon. And I thought the Giraffe should have went home. Dragon, I think, should have stayed another week, but it's the audience that votes. Well, in this case, I guess the virtual audience. And Dragon got the least number of votes. And this reminded me of Season 3's premiere when Robot, a.k.a. Lil Wayne, went home in the first episode instead of the llama, who wound up being Drew Carey. And the weird thing is that they have the first impression votes, or first impression guesses as they come out with their appearance, and then after they sing, they have an actual guess. My first impression guess was J.J. Watt, because he hinted at being an athlete. And obviously J.J. has the show on Fox that he did in the spring and the summer with his brothers. And he's a big, strong dude. Jenny McCarthy's first impression guess was Adrian Peterson. Ken Jeong's first impression guess was Marshawn Lynch. Nicole and Robin's first impression guesses were Busta Rhymes. And their final guesses, I went with Busta Rhymes because of the voice. Initially I was going to go with DMX, but I switched to Busta Rhymes because of the voice. Adrian Peterson was Jenny's first impression guess, and then she went with DMX as her actual guess. Ken Jeong had a ridiculous Michael Phelps guess. And then Nicole and Robin stick to their bones with their first impressions and went with Busta Rhymes. Nick Cannon actually wrote down Busta Rhymes at the end, as it was revealed after Busta Rhymes was indeed the Dragon. There are some obvious hints in there as well about Busta Rhymes, and it's cool to get a big name on the show. Like I said, there's going to be a lot of big names this season because who's touring and who's filming. So a big name gets voted off in the first week, just like Lil Wayne in Season 3. So that was fun of a show. And obviously next week, Group B will be the group that goes next week. So a whole new set of characters to learn about in next week's episode, which should be interesting. And now my best bet of the day, brought to you by FanDuel. I am going to go with the over in the Jacksonville-Miami game tonight. I just think this is a shootout. I want to go with UAB, but the juice is at minus 120. And it's even on the over right now in tonight's game. So give me over 48.5 between the Dolphins and the Jaguars in what should be a really fun game tonight in Jacksonville. That's it for the show today. I'll be back tomorrow recapping Thursday Night Football, college football, NBA Conference Finals game number 4 in the West, baseball, WNBA. Look ahead to everything for the weekend. And NASCAR as well. Best bet too. Hope you guys have a great day, everyone.